up, y'all? It's Christina with a K. Real quick, I want to encourage somebody. I don't know who this is for, but I want to let you know that Christ measures what we give by what we have left. Yeah, let that simmer a little bit. Christ measures what we give by what we have left. And I'm reminded of the widow woman in Mark chapter 12, verse 41 through 44. And the Bible talked about how this day in the temple in Jerusalem that many rich people were there. They were giving their offering out of their surplus, right? Out of their overflow. But this widow woman's offering impressed Jesus so much so that he had to nudge his boys, his disciples, and was like, peep this, peep game though, check this out. And I'm just going to read from the end of that verse. Verse 44 says, "For they all gave out of their surplus, but she out of her poverty has put in everything she had, all she had to live on." And it got me to thinking that even though the rich people's offering was heard in the temple, the widow woman's was heard in heaven. Yeah, that's a big deal. And I thought about this Netflix documentary I was watching. It's called High on the Hog. And it talked about this slave who was one of the 9 slaves chosen to be a top chef for George Washington in his personal home at the time. This was in the 1700s. His name was Hercules Posey. And it talked about how he would cook for George Washington and he would sell his leftovers. He made between $100 and $200 a year just off his leftovers. And it showed me that God will use our leftovers to sustain us. Yeah, so what's a leftover? A leftover is anything remaining after something has been used, right? So a leftover is that thing that the enemy couldn't consume, the thing that the storm couldn't destroy, the thing that the divorce couldn't break, the thing that the molestation couldn't touch, the thing that the addiction couldn't keep down, the thing that the identity issues couldn't keep down in the dark. I came by today to let somebody know that God's evaluation is not like man's and that he sees the thing that is overlooked. So be encouraged.